Before we get absolutely mortal, I'd like to remind everyone that this podcast contains two pissed up gays with their opinions, rants and raves in life, and overall explicit content which we know you will love. Everyone and anyone is welcome to this podcast, so strap yourself in, pour yourself a large one, down it, and pour another, and let's get this going and read between the wines.
Just to note, we're on time this week, so no more bitching please. We're on time and we're here to give you what you want. It feels weird to do this on time this week.
Oh yeah, exactly. We're back.
Bearing in mind, this podcast went out so fucking late last week. People have barely had any time to see it or listen to it. So we shall be plugging that deeper than our butt plugs this week, over the weekend, to make sure that people listen to it.
They should be double fisting us.
Everyone should be double fisting us. I mean, come on. Well, I don't know about now. We just spent a week in Hollywood, or 10 days in Hollywood. We're probably as loose as a...
Speak for yourself, babe.
What am I looking for here? Loose as a... What's something really loose?
Gemma Collins.
Yes, well, nothing loose about her. Well, what we talk about her waist size, her jeans,
exactly.
Her elasticated waistband, because if that's the case, she ain't fucking loose.
yeah.
Fucking loose. Like a hippo's yawn. That's what I was looking for.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm feeling as loose as the hippo's yawn. You know, at the mouth. I shouldn't have to explain the joke, should I? It really ruins it.
Fine.
Anyway, episode... I lose fucking track. 9
this week. 9.
We're doing this for 9 weeks.
Lucky number 9.
9 fucking weeks. You get less on tag. Literally get less on tag. And I'm sporting a whole new look, may I add.
You are, yeah. It's a bit of a new barnet.
Much drama. Now I have 2-tone hair and 2-tone eyebrows, which I'm living for.
Exactly. So go check us out on the TikTok.
Oh yeah, Shimon Mother Plugger. You'll see, yeah, they'll see it. But I suppose people that fucking listen to this are from my friends. You know, like X Factor, like, oh, my friends say I'm a good singer. I mean, like, all my friends say this is a good podcast. That's our audience. No, we do have some. We've got some fucking amazing.
We have many loyal listeners.
Some amazing views, actually.
Exactly.
We're gonna lose fucking viewers and listeners if we don't fucking get these out on time. But anyway,
regular scheduled programming has resumed.
Is that what the BBC says?
Yes.
Wow. There we go.
We leave the awkward apologies to ITV, don't we?
Well, yes, we do. Holly Willoughby. Yeah, it's as sincere as mine was last week when I was saying sorry to all these fucking idiots that listen to this podcast. But yeah. Well, yeah, week 9. Week 9?
Week 9, yeah, exactly.
9. It does feel weird to do it. And actually, do you know what's funny enough? Because we always film this on a Friday, right?
You do.
I say film, record. We always, a bit of both. We always do it on a Friday, and Fridays come. This is Friday. We obviously film it on Friday. We edit it over the weekend, and it goes out on Monday or Sunday night.
Yeah.
For those that are up late, they'll see it drops on Sunday night. But anyway, I had that feeling state. Got to Friday, got my hair done, did all that, and I was like, I can't be fucking bothered to do this now. But then we can't fall into that trap, can we? We'll just do it on the Saturday. We'll do it on the Sunday. Then it don't fucking happen.
There we go.
It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So we've switched up the wine this week. We had a glass of wine earlier before we started recording, and to be honest, I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it. We drank so much wine in America, as well as the beers and stuff, and then we drank wine earlier, and I thought, you know what? New drink. We was meant to have it in our new Hamburger Mary's glass, which is a giant stiletto with fishnet tights on.
And we didn't mention them in our LA roundup.
Shout out.
Indeed.
We weren't going to shout anyone out this week because, to be honest, no one's entertained us this week, have they, really?
Forgotten about us already, motherfuckers.
Unpopular as fuck. But anyway. Shout out to Hamburger Mary's. Yeah, that's a great shout out. Because they were fucking amazing.
Yeah, thank you very much.
As always, I've been to Hamburger Mary's many, many times. Well, I say many, many times. Not many, many times, but a few times. And I always have a great night in there. And I loved it last time. We played bingo.
Despite my age, I hadn't quite mastered the art of bingo.
Oh, I know. I'm glad we didn't get 2 books, because I tell you what, we wouldn't have fucking... I felt like I was having to do both the games to begin with.
No, I got into the swing of things.
Yeah, well, we didn't fucking win anything. Oh, let's not shout out, but I'm going to mention her anyway. That fucking idiot. Well, I say fucking idiot. She had loads of rocks, didn't she, on her table, and she was saying that they were good luck stones. She won all fucking 3 games, so maybe she had a point. Either that or she paid to fiddle the books, because no one's that lucky. And then she had the cheek to put her stones on my desk, on my table, and be like, you need some luck. Cheeky fucking bitch.
So much good that did us.
Well, I had the best night because I had a little puppy next to me all night, and that was lovely. I couldn't give a shit.
An actual puppy, not a...
Like a pup. Like a pup. Like that documentary we watched last night.
Not some thirsty gay twink.
With a leather pup face. We should have spoke about that last week. Or the week, episode 2 when it was Kinks and Fetishes. But no, not that kind of pup. I'm not into that. Fuck that. That one yesterday, she had a fucking towel and everything. It was a rubber towel, like a big fucking dick swinging.
Yeah, it was quite phallic.
Very phallic.
Yeah.
The bark. It was the weirdest thing ever. What else was on that fucking weird
Well,
show?
there was someone else dressed as a horse, but the weirdest thing was, at least the dog lady went on all fours, which was kind of the point she liked about it. The horse lady was trotting around like she was... Again, this is showing my age, but I don't know if you remember a 80s, 70s comedy show called Rent-A-Ghost.
What the fuck is that?
It's very funny.
I'm too young for that.
Too young for that.
Rent-A-Ghost?
It's very good. If you've not seen it, check it out. But there was
That's like my biological father. He was a ghost for most of my life. I hope you don't listen to this.
I think you scared him off after episode 1.
No wonder I ain't heard from him in a few months. About 9 weeks now I ain't heard from him. No, but you know what I liked about that horse bitch? Was she might have been like on not on all fours.
No, the horse was a man.
Well, whoever. I said bitch. Are you saying that that's only women? Let's not be what's the word I'm looking for? Let's not discriminate, right? Horse had hoofs.
She did have hoofs, yeah.
But they look like good hoofs.
They were, well, exactly, and they should have been put to good use by walking on them.
Well, she was kind of doing it with
flailing
her
them in the air
stuff.
like they were a couple of dildos.
Well, they look hot. I was like, yes, horse. Now that's a man, I'm going to watch it again later. Zoophilia. That's a thing.
Yeah, it is,
Zoophilia.
yeah.
And what's the other word that they describe? Bestiality.
Bestiality, yeah. We
don't
condone
you seen that video about that woman that fucked the horse? She died.
Oh, that's disgusting.
I've seen a man do it as well. Oh, I saw the worst video once, and I weren't looking for it, and that sounds like I was looking for it, but I weren't. Of a man sucking a horse off. It came up on Twitter, and the horse came in his mouth, and he went and projectiled all of this spunk out of his mouth, and I've never seen so much spunk in my life.
So it's funny you say that, because another podcast that we both love and enjoy,
Luana.
Yeah.
We got Luana.
In a recent episode, one of the sections was about apparently a elephant can come up to 3 litres of semen in one ejaculation.
I mean, I'm all for being a spunk bucket, but that's too much. Oh. What would you do with all that? What, freeze it? Like when pregnant women freeze their milk?
It would be coming out of every hole. Out of your belly button, your ears, out of your nose.
You could freeze it though, couldn't you?
Pregnant
women do it. Pregnant women freeze their milk for their babies. So why can't men freeze spunk for a good...
Would you end up having loads of little elephant man babies?
Ice lolly. I think the lollies.
Always about the lollies.
Yeah, I fucking love lollipops, you know me. But maybe that's what I need to go to wank off a elephant. Yeah, elephant, yeah. But yeah, that was too much spunk.
Too much spunk.
Oh, too fucking much spunk.
Never thought I'd see the day you say that.
Well, I never usually do. I'm all spunked out at the moment. It's all those horses I've been sucking off. I won a video on Twitter. I was actually describing one of my first encounters, which I'll go on to in a minute. Anyway, rants.
Right, so let's talk about rants. Have you got any rants today?
Yes, I fucking have got rants.
Of course you do.
Yes, I have. You know what I'll rant about? And what I said, I briefly touched upon this yesterday, but I refrained from it because I wanted to talk about it today. And I think in episode 1 or episode 2, I spoke about Facebook rants, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it kind of ties a little bit back to that. But something that really fucked me off this week, and it's still fucking me off, and it happened again today, actually, is when stupid, uneducated mothers and fathers put on their Facebook statuses like, I can't believe this one is 20 today. How did this happen? I'll tell you how it happened, you fucking moron. Sun came up, sun goes down, month by month by month, by year. It's called growing. It's called time. That's how it happened. 20 years ago to this day, in fact, I said to you yesterday, 20 years and 9 months ago to this day, you were getting railed in the bathroom. You fell pregnant. Your son's 20 years old. How did this happen? Stop being a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Stop being a fucking idiot. You know how it happened.
It's obvious.
Slag. You was being railed in the bathroom, right? And it's 20 years since that happened. It's your son's 20th birthday. That's how it happened. Do I really have to spell it out? I just hate statuses like that. Hate statuses like, oh, 5 today. My little chunk is 5 today. How did this happen? What's gone on? Are you fucking stupid? He's had 5 birthdays. What do you expect to happen?
Yeah, 5 years have gone by.
Funny enough, this time next year you're going to be blown away because you're going to wonder how this happened. You just think, oh, fucking uneducated morons.
You need to like almost screenshot that status message and repost it to them. Oh, remember this one? Here we go.
It's always the ugly kids as well. And it's always the ugly parents that do it. It's like never the good looking ones. Never the good looking parents with jobs. You know, hold a family down, work hard. It's always the council trash. I'm going to offend a lot of people by saying this, but I don't care.
It reminds me of someone I used to work with who every year...
Is it Jill from Humanities? Is it Jill from Facilities?
It's not
again?
Jill from Facilities, thank you. You were incredibly close to that name, but we'll move on. But...
Jill.
Someone I used to work with, who I'm still vaguely in touch with and I'm very fond of, but they... always every year used to post on their nephew. They had 2 nephews on their nephews' birthdays.
Oh, I know who this is.
20 years ago today, I saw my first miracle. 21 years ago today, I saw my first... Yeah, we heard it 19 years ago, love.
No one cares as well. I don't care it's your kid's birthday. I don't give a fuck. I said to you the other day when I was talking about this, and I was like, I never post on my social media my daughter's birthday. Never. Right? I never post anything like that because those people that know it's her birthday, They don't need a Facebook post for me to do it. They'll wish her happy birthday regardless. And if you don't wish her happy birthday, I don't care. Yeah. I don't need to put up this massive status. And it's always the ugly people that do it. You know, you're scrolling through Facebook, you're like, ah! How did that happen? I agree with you. How did this happen? You're fucking pig ugly. I don't know how it happened either. Who the fucked you 20 years ago? You are pig ugly. There's one person I think of in particular, but I'm going to keep my mouth shut on names in case they listen to this podcast.
Do you know what it reminds me of? It's like the 21st century equivalent of Mr. Bean writing his own birthday card. And
I love that. At least Mr. Bean had comedy, though. You could kind of look past the ugliness. That's true. I would have laughed into bed.
Right,
like, he could have made me laugh, and I would have hit the sheets with Mr. Bean, and I would have been railed by Mr. Bean. Like, I would have. All he has to do is do his little dance.
You'd have been beamed by Mr. Bean.
Yeah, well, Mr. Bean sling his beans up me. There we go. That sounds good, doesn't it? That's a new fucking episode when he starts doing it again. Mr. Bean rides again. That's actually an episode of Mr. Bean.
It is actually, yeah, it is, yeah.
Oh,
maybe you can get a big cast in
It's like a live action remake.
Well,
anyway, that was my rant. I just fucking hate things like that. I hate people putting them statuses up.
Yeah, it's just a bit needy, isn't it? It's just a bit like, oh, I don't know if anyone knows. I think it's worse when it's your birthday and they do these cryptic messages.
Oh.
This is the reason I only participate in one social media channel, and 2, I never post a picture of my face even. I just don't want my image being.
All right, Mister. Who the fuck do you think you are?
That's what I mean. Look at me. No one's liking this one.
I think it's important that you post your face though and yourself on your social media. Who knows gonna know the fuck you are?
Oh, I'll make sure.
Well, I ain't doing that. I'm not posting faceless photos. I want people to see my fucking mug. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not posting like needy statuses. I'm not asking for attention. I ain't tagging myself in hospitals. You know, I'm not putting up a cryptic, shady post about somebody like when you know that you're not being cryptic at all.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, fuck this lot. Fuck these fucking morons. But that was my rant for this week. I've probably offended a lot of people, especially the people that are from the area that I'm from, that listen to this podcast. But I'm not naming any fucking names. I'm just saying it's an observation, right?
Long story short, pipe it down when it comes to Facebook.
Another rant, right? Another one while we're on the subject. Duck face. Now that picture we saw.
Oh, yeah.
Who the fuck in 2023 is still doing that duck lip?
Thing?
Well, they used to do it when I was at school, like that silly like, things with their lips, those girls. And boys did it as well. Gay boys and girls used to do it all the time, duck face.
Yeah.
Why now? Haven't we moved on from that? Like, you look like a fucking idiot.
Maybe
Remember that one the other day when she put the photo up of her and her dog? I couldn't tell the difference. I couldn't tell the difference which one was the fucking mutt and which one was the dog.
It's like
She was the mud. That came out wrong, but it kind of worked.
Okay, I got it.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess when you don't have great looks, you've got even a duck face will improve.
It don't
an
though.
awful picture.
I mean, that didn't improve her photo. Like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck off. That's the sort of person that needs to put faceless pictures up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
I mean, sometimes people don't have the face for social media. Like, you should just stay off it. Like, we've gone through enough the last 3 years. We don't need to see your ugly face on our fucking mobile screens as we're scrolling through on the way to fucking work. Like, I don't want to see it. Puts me in a right bad mood. One other rant. I've got another one. Elizabeth line.
Oh yeah,
that
terrible.
has caused me to have what caused World War III this week, and I nearly had a fit. Bluebell, if you listen to this, tell your boyfriend to fix the line because it's stressing me out.
It's not on. We won't have it no more.
For a new line, it's really caused me so much grief this week.
Indeed, yeah. So.
Anyway, like, I'm gonna go on. I could rant all night. Like, I really could rant all night. But okay, anyway. But I think I might need another drink before we go into it. Before we
have a little shot.
Oh, actually, that's a good idea. So yeah,
shot.
we've got these cute little Hollywood shot glasses. Oh my god, there's so much in this glass. We bought these cute little Hollywood glasses, didn't we? From
exactly, yeah.
The Walk of Fame.
Indeed.
So we said we'll have them tonight. They're really pink. They go with my hair. They go with the room. I love them. Are they pink on the inside?
Pink on the inside.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's why we chose them.
Well, here's to... We've never done a shot on the podcast before.
We haven't.
We've only ever done glasses of wine.
Yeah.
God.
Read between the shots.
Read between the shots. This is where next week one of us is gone. We have too much vodka and kill each other.
Yeah, see ya.
I won't be me, babe. Be me being Holly Willoughby again. Well, here's to episode 9.
Indeed.
And just making a complete total fool of ourselves.
Cheers.
And having fun doing it at the same time.
Absolutely.
Jesus Christ.
That's paint stripper.
Why are you sipping it?
Oh, I can't do shots, you know that. My gag reflex, babe. No, I just understand.
I don't have gag reflex.
I think most of our listeners know that already.
They all know it. They all know it. They all know it. And I'm Polish as well, so that's probably why I can cane a vodka like that. I'm refusing to do the rest of this podcast until you drink the rest of that drink. If I have to do it. Oh my god, he's taking shots like a girl.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's offensive. Not like a girl. Like a terrible shot drinker. Let's be politically correct.
Shot drinker. I will admit I'm a terrible shot drinker.
Anyway, let's move on. Even though I know you've not finished that, you've made me down it. So last week we spoke about, you know, the gay scene in Hollywood, you know, versus the gay scene in LA, things we got up to in LA, Beyonce, all that, you know, was a funny episode. It was great.
Absolutely, yeah. We slid into Pride as well.
Pride, slide into Pride, whatever we called it, I can't fucking remember. And that was your first time in LA, right? It was your first time in Hollywood, first time in LA, first time seeing Beyonce, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought we'd carry that on a little bit, keep the first thing with us.
Nice, yeah, I like that. Okay, good.
And then talk about, you know, first experiences, which I thought was quite funny. You know, so thirst, TH, and worsts. So last week was all about the first things that were great. So first time in LA, first time in Hollywood, first time seeing Beyonce. It was amazing. This week, I thought let's talk about things that are first times, which are the fucking worst.
Yeah.
Or things that, you know, we're just not proud of, or cringe-worthy moments, or whatever it is. Like, let's just dive right in.
Okay.
And talk about it.
First.
So, you know, do you have any first stories that are literally fucking cringy? Because I have. I know I have. I can start it off.
You go first.
Put you on the spot a little bit. Well, no, I think the moment we talk about firsts, I think everyone associates being your first time in bed or first time sex. Like, you know, not even about that. Like, I remember the first time I ever got drunk. Yeah. Proper drunk, right? My family owned bars and clubs. And I was only 15, right? 15. And I remember getting so fucking obliterated, like so fucking drunk. 15 years old, I headbutted someone in the foyer, and then I went back into the bar, went back through the bar into the kitchen, blamed all my family for it. They weren't even there. I headbutted someone in the foyer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. I mean, would you classify as that your first fight?
No, it weren't my first fight, but my first time getting smashed, you know.
Yeah.
Apart from, because me and my sister used to steal alcohol in the bar and we'd go running up to the toilets upstairs because one of the bars that we owned had a restaurant upstairs. Yeah. So we would steal shot glasses. Do you remember sidekicks?
Oh, yeah.
Right? The little glasses. So we used to steal the sidekick shots and we would run upstairs and we would sidekick shots and then we would open up, because this is back in the day when the toilets were, you had the pipe.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So we would open the top of the toilet and we would throw all the shot glasses in the toilet so no one would ever find them. So that was, that takes me back. That was probably the first time I drank, was with my sister.
Yeah.
But in terms of, my first time getting drunk, I ended up headbutting someone, which was a little bit embarrassing.
Well, that reminds me of two stories I can share. The first time I got drunk, I was actually 11.
Fucking hell.
And I'd been to like a school event. It wasn't quite a disco. I think it was like the end of year.
Do you want me to do that? Because you can't concentrate, can you? You can't tell a story and open the bottle at the same time.
I'm a simpleton.
Fucking hell. That's a nice noise. That wasn't the bottle, by the way. That was me loosening up, yeah. Just replenishing it. That one's run out. The vibrate's finished. Go on, tell your story. Tell us.
We me and my friends had managed to get ourselves a hold of a bottle of vodka, actually, funnily enough.
Oh, God. 11 years old?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
And we'd taken it to this like school party. I mean, I don't think we even finished it. I think we probably only had about like 2 or 3 glasses and were absolutely wasted. And then obviously I had my dad come to pick me up to take me home. And I was trying to be cool. I was like, oh, there's no way he knows. Like, I totally got away with it.
Good little Jewish boy doesn't get smashed, does he?
Well, to be fair, I tried wine before because like my dad always used to give me a little glass of wine on like Jewish holidays. So, like I could take a little sip. So I tried alcohol before. It wasn't but this was like my first spirit. And I got into the car. I was like, oh yeah, I'm all composed. I'm all fine. Like I'm probably like sweating profusely. And I was like, he kept on asking me how it was. And I was like, oh yeah. And I probably said the same thing over and over and over again. But I think more what gave it away was the smell of it on my breath. And so he didn't mention, he was good enough not to mention it, but he clearly knew. And so as we pulled up to the house, he turned to me, switched the engine off, hadn't quite opened the doors yet for us to get out, and just turned to me and said, let's not tell your mother, just go straight up to bed. And I can respect that. Thank you so much.
You went from cancer to state, are you? Because I tell you now, if I was a kid and I got smashed, I'd have been scarfed up in front of all my friends. I'd have been dragged along the floor by all of my friends. Honestly, my family would have killed me.
My dad was a good time, man.
Listen, my parents are the fucking most cool people I know, right? They have done it all, right? They've done it all. They've done worse than I've done, right? But I would have got in trouble, and they wouldn't have been afraid to do it in front of my friends.
Yeah.
Woo!
No. We decided my mother wouldn't like it. Well, if she listens, she now knows.
I don't think she's going to listen to this. God, don't. This podcast would kill her.
But then also, I don't know, the first time well, actually, it wasn't the first time I headbutted someone. I've headbutted someone 4 times as a kid. Well, only 1 time on purpose, many times accidentally. Maybe a quick shout out to my friend Glenn and his new wife Renata, who got married last weekend. Sorry, we were in LA still, so we couldn't make it to the wedding. But I got invited round to his dad's house for Christmas, and it's close to his birthday. And we'd all been... We were 18, 19, so we were a bit older. We drank too much. Someone stupidly put on Nirvana, who at the time I was massively obsessed with, and made me kind of headbang around the room. And I literally headbutted his arm so violently she got taken to A&E.
Oh my God.
So apologies to Glenn's aunt. I hope you've recovered. I hope your nose is back in shape.
I don't. I love being fucking horrible.
So there we go. First time I headbutted them. It wasn't the first
you know
time.
what though? Same fucking club. Like I'm going back to my family club here. Like the same family bar / pub club that I had the first time I got drunk in. I had a lot of firsts in that bar.
Okay.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I was quite a geeky kid, and I was a bit overweight, and I was a bit pale and a bit rough looking. And when I turned 15. I was still pale, I was still rough, and I didn't look very nice. And I had this So back in the day, like, my mum had this friend. Oh my God, I'm going to go into 2 stories now, and this is going to sound really bad. But mum had I'm not going to name either one of them, but my mum had a friend who was a girl, and I always, if this is pre Ronnie being the massive raw homo that he is, this is straight Ronnie, right? So I had this crush on my mum's friend, and she was more my age, really. She was just young, and my mum, like, took her in and stuff, just took her under her wing kind of thing, because we all lived in the same area. And then, like, years later, like, I was only 15, 16 in the club, and I never really kissed girls up until that point. Like, I was a bit socially awkward and... Anyway, she came in the club because she was like 2 years older than me, so she was like 17, whatever. But she obviously just got into our bars and stuff because we knew each other.
Yeah.
Thank fuck we don't have that pub anymore because we'd be shut down now, telling everyone. But anyway, I remember, like, first time I ever kissed a girl that I fancied was her, and she pinned me in the corner of the bar and just ate my face off. And I was like, fucking hell, I've never done it. And it was with someone that I really fucking fancied. And I was like, bloody, I felt like I'd won the fucking lottery. Looking back now, I'm like, oh, God, what was you thinking?
But then they're always awkward, aren't they? Because your first time, you've only ever seen it, maybe your best practice.
Did you put this in my one?
Yeah.
You put soda water in my one?
Yeah.
I feel like you're trying to get me drunk.
No. As if you haven't been drinking since the start of the day.
As if you need to even encourage that with me. I'm the biggest lush guy. You know what, though? First time I ever lost my virginity was to my babysitter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my babysitter. That sounds filth, didn't it?
Yeah.
I was of age, can I just say? But it was it was another friend of my mum's. She known me from, like, sounds a bit. Okay, this is going in a really weird direction, isn't it? But she'd obviously known me for years, and then we went out one night, and I was not 18, I was a bit younger than that, but I was old enough to have sex, right?
Yeah.
So I was above 16.
Okay.
And I didn't expect this. Like, I was still quite socially awkward, and it was New Year's Eve, and I had all my friends back to my house. Like, this sounds really awful, but the mother of my child. She weren't the mother of my child back then, we were just friends, right? We went on to have a kid years later.
Yeah.
But she came back, all my friends came back, we had a right good time, and it was not even midnight. We left the bar, came back to my house, party. I went upstairs to go to the toilet, and she followed me up like a fucking predator.
There we go.
No, it's the truth. And then she fucking, like, pushed me into the room, and then I slept with her, right? And then I passed out after that. New Year's Eve, right? New Year's Eve, my favourite night of the year. I woke up thinking, oh God, what? Went downstairs to get another drink. Everyone's like, most people have gone, right? There was a couple of people there asleep. And I was like, what is everyone asleep? They were like, Ronnie, it's 6 a.m. Like, you've been upstairs for like nearly 7 hours. And I was like, fuck.
You missed New Year.
I missed New Year's Eve.
Oh.
Weren't even worth it. Weren't even like one of those amazing nights where you're pounding with someone that, they give the most amazing performance in bed. It was just...
Wham, bam, thank you, man.
It weren't even that. Weren't even that. It was fucking shit. I was like, I just looked, like, I looked back at the stairs, like, they was upstairs still, and I was like, looking at it with resentment. And I was like, I've missed a really good night with my friends. You groomed me upstairs and took me to bed, and now my friends have gone home. I was fucking furious. Yeah. Turns out, a couple of years later, she ended up my uncle's girlfriend. Sounds like really fucking inbred family, did it? But that's her, not me.
Well, there we go.
But that was many, many
You were there
years ago.
first.
Yeah.
You were there first.
Oh, God, I wish I wasn't.
Better than being second.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Depends on how experienced you are. I mean, if you got to get a few notches under the bedpost and then come back and I'm second, I might enjoy it a little bit more because you know what you're fucking doing.
Yeah.
For that night. Maybe it was me that didn't know what they were doing because I was young and
Oh, but your first time, like, I don't think anyone can say that their first time having sex was fun or enjoyable. It's just awkward, isn't it? The first time, I don't know anyone who's had a good first sexual encounter.
What? I don't know. I probably agree with you. I don't think because everyone knows, like, especially if it's both your first time, you know what the fuck you're doing. But I feel like nowadays, though, sex is everywhere. So these little, like, trash bag teenagers probably know what the fuck they're doing because they've seen it.
I know, but if it's based on, like, porn, then that's not real sex.
I think they're going to be like fucking stallions in the bedroom, and it turns out they come before they even put it in.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, well, exactly. More disappointment to follow, I'm sure.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like, that was years ago. But sex for me, was very different when I started shagging men.
Oh, yeah, completely. Yeah, it's completely different. And it's weird because obviously I also shagged women before I shagged men. No, I'm ashamed to admit it. But do you think...
I don't think women are repulsive. I just want to say that because I've got a lot of women friends and people that listen to this. I just don't like to have sex with women.
Do you think if you had your first sexual encounter as gay, do you think it would be any different?
No, I don't think so. Because it's the first encounter for me. Like, I don't... Yeah. I almost feel like it probably would have been a bit more high pressure for me.
Yeah.
Back then, anyway. By the time I'd had my first experience with a man, it was completely different. Yeah. It was a lot better.
Yeah, you know some moves.
You know what you're fucking doing at that point.
Yeah,
so,
exactly,
it's just, it's just a fucking hole at the end of the day. I've done it all before. Do you know what I mean? You've got women, you've got fleshlights, you've got all sorts. Can't be that fucking different, can it? Especially something you just fall in and fall out. You think, oh... It's like a rescue mission sometimes,
well,
isn't
exactly.
it?
And
like that fucking cave.
As the generation of Grindr, I mean, it was not going to be having to stay there overnight because the trains weren't running anymore. You could walk home. It
sounds like you need torchlights to fucking navigate some men's arses. You know what I mean? That scene in Titanic. Is anybody out there? Live with a few people like that.
No, I think you're thinking of 28 days later.
Oh, gosh, that's such a lame joke. What's that other film? 127 hours. You know, the one where he gets trapped between the cliff and he has to chop his own leg off.
Oh, I ain't seen that one. No,
don't. It's fucking boring.
Okay.
But anyway, it reminds me of that as well.
Sounds a bit like my first section.
Well, actually, this sounds like we're describing women, not men.
Yeah.
No, to be fair, some men are fucking easy. Well. Some men are gross.
So, yeah, I don't know. So, I'm not going to talk about my first sexual encounter because I wasn't of age.
Hold on. I wasn't of age when I did stuff, but in terms of having sex, I was of age. But when I'd done stuff with the neighbour for fucking years, do you know what I mean?
No wonder you don't get on with
not the current neighbour. No, we get on. I mean, his mum still lives there.
Yeah.
But he now lives in America.
Right.
But yeah, trust me, but that was boys. I was doing stuff with boys when I was young, like really young, up until I was 15.
Yeah.
I lost my virginity to a woman.
Yeah.
But I was doing stuff well before that. But yeah.
Well, yeah.
He definitely won't be listening to this podcast. That's fine. We fell out over that shows our age. We fell out over a Nintendo Game Boy. We've never spoke since, and that was years ago.
So if you want to reclaim your Nintendo Game Boy,
if you want,
please message us on RBTW Official.
He had the cheek to fucking accuse me of stealing it. We both had the same one, but mine had a bit of Weetabix on. I remember to this day, I was like, that's my one because it's got Weetabix on. Didn't believe me. I was like, you ain't having my fucking Game Boy. This isn't your one. This is my one. We haven't spoke since. Oh. We were about 13 when that happened. Shit hit the fan at 13 and we've not spoken. I'm 33 now. 20 years ago.
Yeah, well, kids can be vicious. Oh,
it was awful. It was like the honeymoon period up until that fucking day. And it all went wrong. I was playing with his Game Boy, he was playing with mine, and then it all got a bit hazy.
Oh, that's some people's ideal first date, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
There's probably a whole scene on Grindr about gamers, right?
There is, aren't they? G-A-Y-M-E-R.
Yeah,
there is.
Yeah,
there fucking is. I met a few.
Yeah.
One time I met someone, this is the first, and I still talk to this person now, but not in a sexual way, because we all live in the same fucking area. He's a gamer, right? And I never understood this gamer thing, right? And this was a long time ago, but he was like, why don't you come round and we'll do stuff? And I really fancied him. Now he's gained loads of weight and he's a bit different now. But at the time, he shedded all of, he was really hot.
Yeah.
A bit older than me, but fine. And went round there and he was like, we was on his sofa and we started to do things, and then he kind of insinuated pushing my fucking head down.
Okay.
He only started playing his fucking PlayStation while I was down there, and I thought, what the fuck are you doing? And he was like, oh mate, it really turns me on playing PlayStation while someone's doing that to me. And I thought, you can fuck off. I said, because I'm not doing that. I said, how fucking dare you? I was fucking furious. And since then, I will never, even if I was on Grindr and I was single, if someone has the word gamer in their bio,
it's a no-go.
You can piss off.
Game over.
Yeah, well, fucking gamer. Sitting there playing fucking PlayStation while I'm trying to fucking nosh you off. Who the fuck do you think you are?
I don't know. Yeah, that's weird. I don't get that. I don't understand. Also, how do you play a computer game one-handed?
Well, if you're sitting there sucking someone off...
Oh, I thought
you
you
go
said
down.
I thought you said he was pushing.
No,
you
he
down
pushed me
was on-
down there, and then when I was down there,
Oh.
started fucking playing the game. Tell you what, I was not amused.
He ain't seen any moves on Street Fighter until you picked your head up and started having a go at it.
Fucking arsehole. Well, I got revenge though. I shagged the husband a few months later.
Let that be a warning to all you gamers out there.
I think he knows though, like because they both. I think they're both quite open, but they don't play together. They play
Right.
separate.
Okay.
Me being the slut that I am, obviously had to do both. Just how I met my ex-fiance, I did both.
Exactly.
Well, there's
Well,
a fucking theme here, isn't there? Seems to. If you've got a boyfriend, I'm gonna get in between you.
Well, maybe you're the true gamer because you like to play multiple characters.
Well, yeah. That's personalities, not
Okay.
multiple characters. We're talking about personalities here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Oh, first stories are bad though, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's some good first stories. I can't think of anything good.
Neither can I. Neither can I. Can't think of any first stories that are good ones. Maybe there is, but we don't want. It's not fun to talk about the good ones. It's fun to talk about the bad ones. And
But then also, is that because being a bit more softy and more romantic, like first kiss?
Ugh. No, listen, that's not nice either because well, it depends, I suppose, on a person. Because if they're all
Yeah.
tongue and like teeth,
Oh yeah.
like fuck off.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Yeah.
fuck off. And I'm not a kissing like person. Like I don't really like. I don't understand this like when people like to make out for like 20 minutes just kissing and tonguing each other. I'm like, nah, that's not a bit of me.
Yeah.
Let's just get down to it. I find that more sexy. Like
Yeah.
kiss me in other parts other than my mouth.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like kissing, but I'm not. You know when people shove their tongues in each other's mouths and like. I'm just like, no, that's just fucking gross.
Yeah.
Gross.
I don't understand the obsession that straight men have with tongues.
Straight men?
I'm okay with the way that the gay men have obsession with their tongues because
How about that girl though that we met in not Freedom Bar, Rupert Street, what's that, ages ago?
oh yeah,
When she said that her boyfriend liked her to put her tongue in his arse.
Yeah, that's true.
He liked being rimmed. She did say that day that she thought he was gay. 'Cause
Yeah.
She said, oh, he likes me to rim him and lick my arse, and he likes me to put
And
a
we're
strap
still
on
waiting
on.
for you to bring him along to Rupert Street in a couple
Well,
of
did
weeks
you
time.
see the fucking photo of him? He was a fucking god. Fucking hell. I did look at him and think he's gay as fuck. He's definitely gay. Like there's
Oh, I
no
didn't see the
fucking
photo.
way he looks like that and dates a woman. Like I saw her point. I saw her fucking point. He was gay as they come. But if it works for them, it works for them.
Well, indeed.
You know, if he likes her tongue in his arse, then who are we to judge?
Exactly.
Especially as gays. Fucking hell. What about first, like, so let's talk, like, keep with sex, because let's face it, Read Between the Lines is just a smutty,
Indeed, yeah.
disgusting podcast. Has there ever been first encounters where you've had to do something which you don't like or you're not comfortable with? Like, have you ever had any, you know, not everyone has. Not everyone's had moments where, like, I have. Like, I've had moments where people have asked me to do stuff and I'm like, what the fuck are you getting me to do? Because this is weird. This is weird. And how do you react? Do you point blank refuse or do you just go with the flow?
Well,
If you haven't had that experience, what would you do?
so I've not quite had that experience, but there was an experience I had that it was on Grindr. I did kind of connect with someone. I was chatting and we were going to meet. And as I was on my way over, they said, oh, are you nearby? Because me and my friend are
Oh, I
waiting."
hate that.
And that's when I realised, I was like, wait, hang on. Like, I'm not coming to meet multiple people. I'm coming to meet one person.
Oh.
And so in the end, I just like turned back and I was like, well, no.
I fucking hate it when I'm on the way and they say that there's two of them there because I'm like, I could have prepared myself. I still speed walk to the house. Yeah, 2 for 1.
But I don't know, just like, yeah, make sure everyone knows what's going on. And I like a bit of surprise, like that brings an element of surprise sometimes, but I don't know.
I once
Not in that instance.
I once went with someone who I still... Everyone I say, well, I still talk to this person. They're on my social media, so they actually do... Well, they listened to one episode. I don't know if they still do. But anyway, I was kind of casually seeing him for years on and off. When I was single, I was seeing him. When I was in a relationship, I wasn't. But that happened on and off for about 5 years. Yeah. And one time I went round, and which is fine. We always did stuff. And then like he asked me to perform an act on him. And I was like, okay, like, we do that to each other all the time. And he was like, and as I was doing it, I saw this beam of light above my head, and I was like, what are you doing? And he was like, oh, I want to send this to my straight friends, like straight boys. I was like, what? He was like, oh no, like, I want to send a video of us doing stuff to my straight friends. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why would you want to do that anyway? Like, I couldn't understand it. So I was like, no, you won't. No, you won't. Annoyingly, I got drunk the week after, went back and I let him film stuff. And then I said to him, when I was obviously drunk out my fucking mind, a couple of days later, I was like, can you send me those videos? Because I want to see what it was. Yeah. Coincidentally, he deleted the videos off his phone because his niece was around that day and he didn't want her to see. I was like, you fucking liar.
Yeah, that's
liar.
Nonsense.
Never saw him. But after that, I was like, you can piss off.
Yeah.
You can fuck off. Like, there's no way. But yeah.
I think the only other one I can think of is, like, I've been chatting to this guy for some time, and for a while I thought he was...
Into you?
No, absolutely not. I thought he was, like, on the level, and I was like... And I actually thought he was just there for chat, and I was like, well, like... So eventually we managed to arrange to meet, and I went to his place. And to be fair, he'd sent me all pictures of him, and I believed it was him. I think it was genuinely him. When I got there, he basically wanted me to take part in his glory hole. And I was like, well, no, I've come round here to, like...
Oh, I'll do it. I'll do it.
I was like, no. So I eventually convinced him to let me in. And
you convinced him to let you in? What? What?
Yeah. And so I was like, next time...
I was trying to meet this guy and I met him on Grindr and I eventually convinced him to let me in.
No, from his... Like, because he literally wouldn't let me in because he wanted me to just, like, meet him at his glory hole.
Well, did he peer at you through the glory? I think, no, that ain't a bit of me.
But again, like, I don't know. He did look like his picture. He put on a bit of weight, but...
Oh, they're always fatter than they look on fucking after Grindr.
And so, I don't know. I said, oh, well, next time we'll do that. We'll do it anonymous. And I blocked him as soon as I left the house.
I used to see someone in Plumstead that liked the whole glory hole.
Yeah.
But I knew what he looked like. And there'd be some days where he wouldn't want to do it. And he would, like, I'd go in and stuff. And he actually, like... I'm not just blowing my own horn here. Horn, no pun intended. But no, he used to get really turned on really quickly with me. And he never lasted. And he'd, like, sometimes, like grab me and stop whatever we were doing in between because he was like, oh, and then he'd go, I'm gonna come, and like he just could never hold himself. But that was when we were doing it in person. But with the glory hole, he lasted a little bit longer. But he sometimes, and the reason why I didn't mind doing it with him was because I knew him and we'd done stuff without all that, and it was just something that he liked. And I was like, well, I know what you look like. I can recognise that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, that's it. Like it's about, if I didn't know that was what I was going into, fine.
I back drill one in this wall, I think.
Maybe not in that wall.
Well, not in that wall.
Oh, because it's to your toilet.
Well, no, but I like those neighbours. I mean, I'll be drilling this not to do a Gloria, just to put my hand through and stick my middle finger up him because I fucking hate him. But while that horror story, we've said that like no first is a good first. But has there ever been any horror stories? I tell you what, I got a horror story today. This happened about 2 hours ago, right? I just dyed my hair, right? Just dyed my hair. So half of it is pink, half of it is black. One eyebrow is pink, one eyebrow is black. So, obviously I've had like hair dye all on my hands and this and that. I was really stressed. It went everywhere. The fucking bleach went up in the air. Like it was just the worst. And I obviously do my own hair all the time and it always turns out nice. And it has turned out nice.
Yeah,
but... I spilt a load of hair dye on my hands, right? The black hair dye, you can still see it. Yeah. Forgot about that. So when I was in the shower earlier, I was like scrubbing and went behind, I was washing my bum, thinking, I'm gonna make myself... And I grabbed my hand and through the soap, I could see all this hair dye. And I thought, I've shit myself. I've shit myself in the shower and I didn't even realise I've done it. Is my arse that loose? And I really panicked. And then I remembered, it's fucking black hair dye. Oh, I was horrified in the shower and I thought, oh my God, I've got to the point now where I can't control my bowels anymore. I thought I had a few years yet. But the day has
That's the
come
worst.
where I need to sort my ass out because I've been bottoming too much. Turns out it was just hair dye, and false alarm, I've still got a really tight pussy.
Well, actually, that is also,
Oh.
and I think we did speak about this in a previous episode, but like the first time and the worst time, first time you douched,
Oh, yeah. Oh,
and
well,
the
my douche
worst
story.
time I had when I was just, I didn't know what I was doing. I kind of tried to figure it out. When it all came gushing out, I was like, ooh.
Don't make me bring out the Evian bottle story. I've done that already.
Exactly.
Well, keeping with thirsts and stuff, as last week I did a bit of research into the WeHo Pride and fetishes that people from WeHo had.
Yeah.
I've kind of done the same thing this week, and I did a bit of research into some really crazy first stories, we'll call it. And I've not read these stories, right? I read one. I read the first one, and I thought these would be good. So BuzzFeed, shout out BuzzFeed, who I love. They did a write-in for gay men to talk about their first horror stories or their first encounters, which were something that they want to forget or something that they didn't expect. So keeping with that theme of first, thirst and worst, we'll dive in and I'll read them out and then we'll discuss.
Okay.
And then we can see if we relate, whether we understand or whether we think they're just fucking disgusting, right? Because this could go either way. We could either relate to it, we can think it's disgusting, or I'm going to realise that it's you that's wrote into BuzzFeed. Okay? Right? So
I try and hide my...
So, story number one is the double whammy, right? It's called the double whammy.
Okay.
And so this
Mine's
guy says...
already going 100 miles an hour.
So I've took the names out. But double whammy. So me and a guy I had been seeing grabbed some condoms. We put on a porno and followed what the actors were doing. But the porno we were watching used spit for lube, so we did it too. The pain was nothing like I've ever had before. As he pulled out, his penis had changed colour to a poop brown as it went all over the bed, and then the smell hit us, and then he was sick all over me. Oh God. That is the classic rookie mistake, isn't it? Like, if you don't clean yourself beforehand.
Was this a first encounter?
This was a first encounter.
I think your first problem there is like, do you need to have porn on in the background?
Well, maybe if you don't know what you're fucking doing, you're just going to go and you're doing what the fucking porno does. But it does sound like a first encounter to me because he probably didn't douche.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Rookie mistake. But, you know, I suppose in the past I have related to that a little bit. Not in terms of following a porno, but in terms of, like, we spoke about the toffee apple, what was it? A couple of episodes ago. So we've spoke about this already.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been lucky enough not to pull out to find my...
I wish I could say the same. I've certainly had experiences like that where I've pulled out and it's not a pretty sight, let's put it that way. Oh, but yeah, I do feel for this guy. If this was his first encounter, then he's probably not going to want to shag men for a while.
I mean, that's PTSD.
But
right
also,
there.
you know, don't use spit for lube on your first time.
No,
either. Come on, fucking no.
Fork out a bit of money.
Bit KY jelly, bit of Durex lube, bit of what's that brand that
Even a bit of baby
What's
oil.
that brand called that I've got? What's it called? It's got the blue logo. Oh, it doesn't matter. The lube, the famous lube. Anyway, doesn't matter. It'll come to me and randomly shout it later. All right, fine. So yeah, that's pretty cringe.
Yeah.
The next one. This one's called the log splitter, right? I don't know where I'm going with these stories because I've not read these. That was the first one that I read, right? I read number one, and after that I thought, let's not read them. Let's read them on the pod, right? So this one says, this guy says, after pulling down his pants, I immediately knew that I was in grave danger. His penis was not the 6.5 inches that I was promised. It was 8.5 inch log splitter. The penetration nearly blinded me from pain. Afterwards, he high-fived me like a true gentleman and told me... Fucking hell. And told me that he liked my teeth and then drove off into the sunset. Firstly, where the fuck are you? Where the fuck are you to drive? And also, if someone...
I mean, that sounds like a great first encounter.
Well, I mean, it sounds like
getting bigger than you were expecting.
Well,
and then...
yeah, but he said that the pain was like nothing he's ever experienced. I don't think that's a good first encounter for him. The other guy, I mean, if he liked the teeth, good on him, because, that's not a nice feeling.
Nah.
I don't like teeth. I do not like teeth. When someone's like doing that to me, if I feel your teeth, I'm like, don't fucking do that. Don't fucking do that. That's where you need an old gummy bloke, don't you? But yeah, that's not as bad as number one.
You know what? I don't know why I've suddenly had a recollection of someone, and I can't remember who it was. I'm sure it was someone I used to work with.
Oh, Navy sailor something. The blue.
Yes.
What's it called? No,
Swiss
Navy. I told you it'd come to me.
There we go.
Anyway, sorry, I rudely interrupted then.
Someone once told me, and this was sex with a woman, a man with a woman, but he did claim once to have been so desperate to fuck this girl that all he had to hand to lubricate her was mayonnaise.
That is fucking gross.
Because he thought, it's no one will notice. And to this day, I just think,
it's like a fillet of fish.
Yeah, disgusting.
Oh my god! As desperate I've been, I used an Evian bottle to douche once, and I've used like shower gels and stuff as lube, but there is no fucking way on God's green earth I'm putting any form of mayonnaise near my
condiment or anything.
No, fuck that.
Tomato ketchup. No, let's move on to
right.
number 3.
Let's move on to number 3. That's fucking gross. So this one's called The Exorcism, right? The Exorcism. So he says, when I got home from getting my cherry popped, fucking hell, he makes it sound so sweet. This ain't South London.
No, for sure.
Shall I change it? Shall I make it all South London? No, I won't. When I got home from getting my cherry popped, my mother's church friends were there. Oh, God. I started to panic, sincerely believing that they were there on an intervention from God and wanted to exorcise the gay out of me. I kissed my mum on the cheek as I entered the house and was terrified that she would smell the dick on my breath. Oh my god, we've all been there. I mean, we've all fucking been there. We've done something.
All been there. To be fair, I was worried about my mum smelling alcohol on my breath. I was worried about her smelling cigarettes on my breath. But there was nothing worse than the fear of her smelling.
I've definitely had encounters in sex before where I've come home after and my mum has hugged me or wanted to kiss me. I'm like, girl, I've got like cum on my top. I'm like, I'm just going straight upstairs. I'm busted to go to the toilet. Like I'm running upstairs. Oh, what a sweet guy though. His mum's a church lady.
Oh, bless him.
Oh,
and he had his cherry pop. That was nice.
I love the way he makes it sound so cute.
So innocent.
I know, bless him.
He obviously didn't have an 8-incher.
Well, he's had his cherry pops, but at the same time, he had dick smell on his breath, so we know he weren't just having his arse pounded, he was sucking it like a fucking sailor. Good on you, Mr. Exorcist man. Oh, this next one, I've not read it, but I already know by the title that this would cause some fucking problems. This has happened to me before, right? Okay. I've done this.
Let's hear this. Let's hear this on.
It's called The Wrong Name. I've done this. I was working backstage for a play. Is this me? Oh, I'd have been the actor. I'd have been the actor, so it's not me. I was working backstage for a play, and there was an after party where I got too tipsy and I lost my group. So I started to talk to a guy about how we were wearing matching shirts. We started making out, and he led me behind a tree. Tree fetish from last week.
Dendrophilia.
Dendrophilia. So he led me behind a tree where I got my first blowjob. Oh, bless. When he got in his truck, he ended up having sex in the... When he got in the truck, we ended up having sex in the parking garage of the theatre. He called me Ryan twice. Now, that's where the story ends, so I'm a bit disappointed in that, but I'm assuming his name's not Ryan.
Ryan, yeah.
Firstly, I've done that, and secondly, I used to use the name Ryan when I didn't want people to know I was Ronnie. This is me.
Are you sure it was not you?
It's definitely not me, but I've done that before. Like when I split up with my ex-boyfriend, I ended up with a new boyfriend pretty quickly, and for ages I was petrified that I was going to say the wrong name, and then I split up with the boy that I was with, and then went back to the old boyfriend, and then I ended up calling him the other guy's name. Those bloody J names.
Oh, exactly, yeah. Well.
They know what I'm talking about. If they're listening to this, they know, both of them know exactly who they are. We used to wind each other up. Anyway, the last one is called The Caring Boyfriend. Well, this sounds lovely, but we don't know what this is about yet,
Let's
right?
see what this is.
It was my first year at uni, and my boyfriend and I decided to give anal a go. Well, hey.
What have they been doing up to that point?
Well, maybe just doing oral.
Was this a woman?
No, this is guys.
Yeah. Okay.
So they've probably been sucking each other off for...
if you're boyfriends at that point, surely you've...
But I don't know, though, because when I got my ex-fiancé, anal's, like, full-on penetrative sex wasn't on the agenda for me. Some people get more, kicks out of oral sex and stuff like that. It doesn't have to be anal sex. So maybe they didn't want to do that.
True.
Who are we to judge someone's sexual escapades? Anyway, it was my first year at uni, and my boyfriend and I decided to give anal a go. It felt like a knife jabbing into my ass. I went to the bathroom to clean up and felt what I thought was lube dripping between my legs. Oh God.
Oh, honey.
When I looked down, I saw it was actually huge splats of blood. Oh, bless him. It was his first anal experience.
Oh.
He tore his little man hymen.
Oh.
Oh, bless him. I've just read the next word. I fainted. And the next thing I remember is my boyfriend waking me up in a cold shower, attending to the cut across my temple and a bag of frozen peas on my arse. Oh, so he was tending to his arse and the cut on his head. Good boyfriend.
Oh, yeah.
Good boyfriend. Oh, bless each other. Oh, that's a cute one.
That's quite a cute story.
That is a bit of a bad experience, but it's still a good one. They made it good.
Yeah.
So out of the 5, which one's the worst? Which one's the worst experience? I know which one I think. I think the double whammy's the worst one, where he pulled out and had shit all over himself, and then the boyfriend threw up all over him. That is just too much bodily functions for one night. Too much bodily fluid, for one night. That's fucking gross.
I don't know. I think number two for me felt like it was a bit worse.
What, the 8-inch where he high-fived him and drove off into the sunset? That sounds like a night.
Oh, no, maybe
that sounds like my Friday night.
Maybe it was the third one. What was the third one?
The exorcism. The church.
Oh,
ladies.
yeah. I don't know. God bless you if you've got religious parents.
And then the 4th one was the wrong name. So which one's the fucking worst?
Maybe you're right. Maybe the first one is pretty bad. Yeah, because at least the others have written it in quite a sweet way.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad about a couple of inches more than what I was expecting.
Yeah, no, okay.
I wouldn't be mad about dick on the breath and kissing family. I don't really care. Don't come near me. I'm a whore. Wrong name. I've done it as well. I've done that before. So whatever, we've done that. The caring boyfriend. I think that's really sweet, really cute. And to be honest, number 1 I've pretty much done as well. So fuck these stories.
Welcome to our podcast.
Welcome to the podcast. Well, anyway.
There we have it.
After, a series of grotesque but hilarious stories, I think we should leave this here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make me laugh. These sort of things make me laugh. They're funny.
Who thought you could turn a bleeding arsehole into a very sweet romantic encounter?
And with peas. I love peas. I
wasn't going to be eating those peas afterwards.
Oh my God, I would eat the peas after.
Hmm.
Well, it's a bag on your head.
Yeah, okay,
well, it's not putting the peas up your arse. You know what I mean?
That's for later.
not if my arse is bleeding like that. Fuck that.
Might soothe maybe that coldness.
You know what he should have done? He should have researched, because if he researched and he planned to bottom for the first time, he should have used a couple of fingers and a sex toy,
lube.
slowly worked his way into it, bought some poppers.
Yeah.
Rookie.
Plenty of ways to do it.
Rookie.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. Sort it out. Either if you don't want to get the research, just be a top.
Amateur gay.
Just be a top. But still, you got boyfriend, it's your first year at uni. Sweet. Anyway, another grotesque podcast from us. You wouldn't expect anything less, I suppose.
Indeed.
But as always, please go over to TikTok and follow us on RBTW Official, where we post some videos of everything we talk about. You can see my lovely new hair, and if you haven't seen the last video, you can see us in sunny LA in fabulous outfits, lovely sunshine, and just being as grotesque as we always are.
And we're sick of telling you about the Gmail because no one wants to email us.
No one emails us, but in case you want to,
please send us a message at rbtwofficial@gmail.com.
Most people just send us on TikTok or WhatsApp or, mouth to mouth. I'm talking about the messages here.
21st century. Email is dead.
Yeah, we've got one just in case that there's some like the older gays, you know, or people that are not cute. People are not down with TikTok.
Exactly.
But most of the messages and most of the things we get is social media.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Please message us.
So next week's the Big 10. So we're going into double digits next week. So
We
this has
are.
got to be a massive up your game episode,
Yeah,
right?
we need to pull out an 8-incher next week.
10-incher. We need to put out a 10-incher. It's number 10. 8-incher. Fucking hell.
There we go.
I've done more than that. We need to pull out a 10-incher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get our thinking caps on.
Indeed.
And this has gone out. But once again, we appreciate people's patience of the last one, but this is going out on time.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so number 10 next week. Thank you for always listening and thanks for the feedback. We're loving it. You've also learned a lot about us again tonight. So just when you think there wasn't anything more gross and dirty, you listen to the next episode. And
Thanks for persevering.
yeah, thanks for persevering and listening. I hope I'm not, maybe people get turned on by it. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Doubt it, but you never know. You never know.
That was one of the kinks as well, wasn't it? Talking dirty.
Yeah, talking to. I'm not sure these stories are the same thing though. Anyway, we shall see you in episode 10, double digits.
Indeed.
Double digits, okay? Thank you. Bye.
Bye.